Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Alpha Omega and Byzantium. So the turn is 6419, year 1477 AD, and we are one turn away from patent rights. So what's new? Well, a ton of it, actually. We are continuing with our early modern era scientific revolution, currently at 64,172 science points per turn, and you can see that we are still building stuff everywhere. These learning centers that the game has given us is yet another scientific boost and also happiness boost, which is great. We're getting 9.2 science in our better cities, so that is another 450 science points once they are all finished. But we are far from being done in any of the cities, actually. There is a huge queue for every single city, so I have to keep micromanaging by adding more supply trains to support our southern cities. I'm going to talk about our situation in a moment. In the meantime, I just wanted to say that Shadow Perron is still working on its cultural push. I think that we have gained a little bit of levity in the north and some territory over here, but I'm not entirely sure, and I think maybe we pushed them down here as well. I can't be 100% sure though. There's no change in Philomelion except that it's now population 22 and it's completely independent, which is great. With the scientific production it has nearly 650. It will be refined in 18 turns, and yes, okay, we can now access Hovenweep again. They have 490. Their current culture is 733,500. So yeah, we're way behind. We're at 88,761. But if we keep pushing, we're gonna be good. I don't really push much for culture right now. I'd rather the city grew its population because the actual food growth is fairly low. Oh, hello there. Butchery became available. Good. And natural altar for pomegranates. Okay, let's get these two up there first. 6 is really good. It's worth checking the cities from time to time. Science is secondary consideration for the city at this point, because we really need to get it running on its basic amenities like production and everything. But education is where we need it, so is disease and crime, so it's doing good. Same thing goes for Chateau Perron, but there we are pushing a little bit more on the culture because the overwhelming presence is much higher. We have 708.7 while they have 175. Yeah, and they get 276,000 currently, while Chateau Perron has 170. So we're pretty much catching up already in that city. Now, when it comes to the southern cities, they're doing okay-ish, but it's much slower process than with some other cities because we really don't have a dedicated production of food trains, so it's limited to supply trains as of yet. Kherson is doing good. It's pretty much online, nearly 200 production, 25 food. It's currently working on commercial port, which is going to be great because it boosts the food production on all of these and gives science and trader out yield, which is going to be really good. After that, we actually need to look back at what we could get here. These are all expensive. What about food? Spearfishing. Not awesome either. The fishmonger is usually, fishmonger is great. So let's put fishmonger there. And of course the community garden, that one is an important one now that you're working. I actually hurried up the production in Onondaga and in Justiniana Nova so much that our inflation is actually so high that we're in a deficit. But I don't mind, we got 6,837,000, so we can, take a couple of hits. Justiniana Nova just finished Agora. I think I hurried that one up. Then it's gonna finish the guild hall, town clock. Again, the production of food is abysmal here, but we're focusing on industrial buildings first, so that we can get production up. It will be self-sufficient, and then we're gonna switch to food, and then to culture. Town Clock, Foundry, those are gonna be hurried by incoming supply trains. I'm actually gonna schedule both Arboretum and Community Garden because these are really good. Yeah, the culture boost is massive, so we should put those up as a high priority. I might even hurry them, honestly, because those are just a necessity now. They're much more expensive than any other things that we have, but they're gonna be good. Why can't you do the Arboretum here? There's something wrong. Why can't you get the Arboretum? Arboretum. It's not even offered here. That is weird. Why can't you? Huh. I don't see it here either. Maybe we need something like some of these things first. It's weird. Okay, we'll see about that. For some reason, or did you finish Arboretum already? I might be. Oh, you did. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Well, either way, supply trains are going to be flocking down south, but food trains will have to be delayed because we really need to finish all of the buildings first. Culturally, they're being pressed, but that is fine. They need to, get established, and they're going to start pushing back. Interestingly, this area is actually coming from a fort. I did not realize that, but I don't really mind. You do you. In case there's going to be a war or something, we're going to just take it. But yeah, the southern border is now secure. If we actually went ahead and expanded on anything, it would most likely be in this area, as I mentioned, just to secure the underbelly. And then we're going to turn our attention back to the east. There's not much else to actually mention. There wasn't even that much of a growth in the cities after our cultural shifts, but we're really doing everything we can right now to boost science. As you can see, it's really rocking and going in the right way. The industrial lifestyle is now down to 23 turns from 32, 33, what was it? And I guess you guys will be at 9. No, still at 10. Okay, well, we're gonna get you down. We're gonna get you down there. Special patent rights gives another 1% bonus to everything. So if we build it everywhere, it would be another, 641 science just from the patent buildings. Amazing. Oh, anyway, building encyclopedia here, which is going to give us a 15% bonus to cities itself. So that is what, 6,000, 9,000 extra science? It's crazy. But I mean, thinking about it, it's not crazy at all. When you look at some of these later technologies, you can see that they cost just insane amounts. Atomic lifestyle, 50 turns. Then you get to information lifestyle, 114 turns. Nanotech would be 232 turns. Transhuman 443. Galactic lifestyle 962. Cosmic 2155. Transcendent 4403. And the last would be 9429 turns. So it is understandable that we are going to have these explosions from time to time when it comes to our stats. Same with food and everything, because they're absolutely necessary to keep the game running. Anyway, let's end the turn and hybrid for patent rights and see what they bring to the table.
This is the patent age of new inventions for killing bodies and saving souls, all propagated with the best of intentions.
So, Inventor Workshop now gives us 5 extra gold, and Patent Office gives extra education, extra gold, and extra science. And that's that. You want smithing? Well, of course, we're gonna be happy to help. So let's investigate Yep, gives extra 10.42 for Constantinople and a bit of extra gold production. Not a bad one, but Constantinople is going to be hopelessly locked in constructing encyclopedia for a while, because that one really... wait, what? Can build it twice? That looks like a bug. Anyway, I'll keep it running. Actually, I can hurry it. Oh no, I can hurry the antique shop. I don't want to do that. Are you working on encyclopedia or are you not working? No, but what? Come on, game. Stop bugging. Stop bugging. Well, 44 turns. So I'll have you locked on that. I might cut it down if I start sending in supply trains, but considering you have nearly 900 production per turn, each supply train would pretty much just shave off like 3 turns. That's not really good, and I think it would do us a whole lot of better work if we were somewhere in the south. Now, you'll be happy to hear that Greece has a third city, Corinth. It was founded in the north. My army has camped right next to it in case it's needed. I'm kind of worried that the cultural pressure from Mali is extending so far. I would expect it to be doing much better, but no, alright. There's still some culture here. I kind of don't get it. I thought it would dissipate, but well, they should be able to push through it and even expand into this area. There is a still pretty good spot over here where they could settle if they want to build another city, so that would be good. We haven't really checked much on Russia, which is down here, but they're doing sort of good, you know. 3 major cities, Novgorod, St. Petersburg, and Moscow. You know, not much to be mentioned here. They're doing sort of alright. Moscow, with population of 15, has some 15,000 people. Building the gallows, street queen, and they got pretty good stats, pretty good education. There's not much else to say about them. That civilization is fairly safe. Alright, well, I guess that's it for now. We're gonna go with mercantilism. Actually, let me see. Would you guys be able to get me some tech? He would get me a rifling. Not exactly something that would be that interesting. I mean, rifling is great because it upgrades our units, but I don't really feel like we are ready for that. Stargate enables federalism and sniper. Texan culture, no kidding. Also, mercantilism and stockbrokering are going to come in this episode, and the next one is going to be economics, which I'm looking forward to very much, and then zoology and paleontology, which is going to be great. And then we're going to have to decide what we're going to do next. We might actually go with oil painting and free artistry, because that one gives us a lot of culture buildings, like artist colony is pretty good, art gallery is pretty nice, patronage, you know, so it's going to help our impact, and, you know, just the flat out bonuses that we're gonna get from it are pretty good. Still, unfortunately, it obsoletes music hut, which doesn't really make me happy, because I think free artistry. That's the music school. Okay, I believe we have access to music school though. It requires musical notation. Classical, yeah, we have to have that one, so alright, so that might be good. But Music Hut was my default go-to when I was building new cities, so it's gonna be a little bit of a mess, but you know, we'll be fine. We'll get there. Anyway, as I said, that's all for now, and I'll see you in the next one with mercantilism. Turn 6430, year 1480 AD, and we are one turn away from mercantilism. So what's new? Well, not much, honestly. We are just advancing pretty much everywhere. When you look at the left side of the screen, we are almost at 40,000 culture per turn. We are now getting 62,740 research points per turn, which is slightly less than last time. I don't know why it fluctuates this much. I think it's based on cities being very happy and celebrating us, which they are not doing now. But we have been keeping above 62,000 this whole time, so it is really not bad. When it comes to the new cities that we have in the south, I actually read a comment that made me realize that Onondaga is not a city that Byzantium actually held, because we probably ran out of names. So I decided to start renaming the cities with fictitious but plausible names, and thus Onondaga will from now on be known as Atanipolis. And I have a list of other names that I'm going to use. By the way, Kherson, if you're interested, was a Byzantium city. So was Justiniana, Nova, so these are okay. But I guess we'll have to deal with the other ones as time goes by. And I really don't like the fact that they got their units on the border, but there's just 2 of them, so it shouldn't really be a big thing. Anyway, Kherson is now at population 9. It has 40 production of food because, it has been growing nicely. Fishmonger is going to come next, then the community garden. I'm sending the supply trains, so the supply train that's going to come here, the next one anyway, is going to hurry that one up. I've also, apart from the musketmen, moved some of the militia units into the border cities. Though I can't really see them right here. I mean, Justiniana Nova might seem like it's not very well defended, but the musketman that's actually over there has been promoted to city garrison 3, which gives it another 75% bonus to city defense. And it is merged into, forces, so it is very strong. Probably something like what? It would be like 80 defensive strength. And Kherson has a number of these musketmen, which for some reason cannot be merged. I don't know what's up with that, but sometimes the units just cannot be merged. But I was really interested in showing you the... are they not here? Yeah, they probably still haven't arrived. So where are they? I sent out the militia. Here they are. The militia units from the north, which, Neo Caesarea used to be our border city some time ago, but now they are not. So the musketmen, the militia is going to move to Athaniopolis and defend the city. I mean, they're not great, but they do have some strength. We really should build walls on these border cities, but, we're not in a hurry. And I think that with 2P we have very good relations, so it's very unlikely that they would attack us. Either way, though, I really should probably think about bolstering the defenses, because if they actually do attack us, our army is quite far away. So it would be probably... Talking about this made me realize that we really should do this. We've removed a little bit of that inflation, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and hurry these walls for all of the cities, just to make sure that I don't forget about it down the line. So where's the high walls? Here. They give a little bit of happiness, a little bit of culture, and quite a lot of defensiveness. So they would have to properly actually siege the city to gain access to the attack, which will give us enough time to actually react. So Athaniopolis, you also need that. And hurry up. Alright, so as I was saying, I'm sending supply trains down south, but again, I have to micromanage it because all of the cities, all of them actually have quite a lot to build. Some are all the way down to learning centers, but you can see that there's still a lot of culture-related buildings, and some ammunition workshop stuff like that. We have the law firm, which is lowering crime coming up, and there might be other things popping up. So, this Empire is bustling with activity. No more focusing on research. We actually are working really hard. And we're also working really hard on improving this area. We now have the pomegranate orchard over here. We're planting the horses to improve the production for these units. And with the improvements in farming, we can now build desert camps in many more areas than we were able to before, so that is pretty good. We've also upgraded a ton of mines to shaft mines, but at this point it no longer makes much sense because, for example, here you can see that this silver ore mine will turn into a shaft mine on its own in 4 turns. So in about 4 turns, all of our mines are going to upgrade on their own, which is going to boost our production significantly. Right now we have 31,877. I'm expecting it to jump to at least 32,300, something like that. Food production, as you can see, is now over 19,100, which is great. And I guess that's actually all I would like to mention here. Maybe last but not least, I'm monitoring Greece. They're growing really nicely. Our army over here is camped and doing good. But I would really like to start strengthening it or creating a secondary army just for the southern border. And the southern border army was actually something that occurred to me right now with the whole wall discussion. But still, we had some casualties during the last war, and it would be cool to replenish them, so raising some more units would be good. But with the encyclopedia that we're getting, with all of these buildings being planned, and with the supply trains that we're trying to get out there, it really is kind of hard to squeeze in anything else. So let's hope for peace. Let's hope that we won't need it. Anyway, the only threat that we're facing is literally just Mali and Israel, so we should be fine. Anyway, that's all. Let's hear it for mercantilism.
Wealth unused might as well not exist.
The good old Aesop. Oh, Silk Road has been obsoleted. Shoplifting crime is now causing more harm, but silk farms now get a little bit more gold production, enables mercantilism, and we get a bunch of buildings. Spice Voyage requires commercial port or international port or ocean administration and requires coast. Alright, and we get mercantilism bonus, auto building for gold and silver. Alright, and we get a central bank available. Requires guilds or mercantilism, requires bank. Requires civics and a city of at least 7. So I don't think we can actually squeeze the central bank into Constantinople. We have too many wonders there already, but we'll see. Okay, nothing for food. What science? Okay, learning center first, and then all these culture buildings. Actually, sacrificial altar gives a pretty decent amount of happiness. Not ballroom, lower, and fireworks shop. Alright, that should clear most of it off. Anything else that's really good here? The law firm, ammunitions workshop. Alright, and let's check out the coasts. We can actually build something in here. The Spice Voyage. Yes, we can. Yes, we totally can. Alright, so that's another thing that we will schedule. Let's see, can Constantinople build the National Bank? It cannot. Alright. So what's the second biggest city, which is usually a good choice? It's probably Laodicea, isn't it? Population of 39. Yep, it is Laodicea. Okay, so Laodicea is working on genealogy center, which is really not that important. Archaeology lab would be much better. Central Bank and National Library Service. We'll give a lot of money. That's about it. And you give free library in every city. Well, can you build just one? No, you can build both of them. So you're gonna build a central bank. I actually don't have much production. It's interesting. What's the third city? Adi. And the third biggest one. So where the hell? Adi is somewhere down here. Oh yeah. Right next to all these. So we're working on the ammunitions workshop, so you can actually build the National Library Service. Alright, and before we move on to the last update, let's check the Mercantilism. So you give more food, more production, more gold from trade routes. Actually, you don't. Oh, I remember this one. Well, the Mercantilism versus the guilds is actually not such a great choice. Thinking if we want to do it. I'm checking also the comment that Wolfa made about this one, because he made it recently. Reduced effectiveness from specialists, reduced food production, culture, reduced food production, can construct national mint. Hard to argue if it's worth it. Yeah, that's what I thought, because it hits us really bad into the production. I don't really care about the costs and, getting a little bit more money maybe, but the production that it takes away is really harsh, and we lose also a lot of science bonus. Yeah, let's keep it on guilds. He pretty much confirmed in his comment what I thought. The free market... I think the free market is actually a direct upgrade, isn't it? 335... 4... Okay, a little bit less from trade routes. But extra trade route per city, extra health in cities, Emporium hypermarket, Chamber of Commerce, Freeport Civic, and planned. Oh my god, planned, look at that! 10 extra percent of food, 20% extra production, 5 extra percent gold in all cities, and 10% gold and 20% culture. Extra production in pastures, plantations, factory, workshop. Corporations have no effect. Alright, well that might be a bit of a bummer. Anyway, that's all for this update, and I'll see you in 13 turns with stockbrokering. Turn 6442, year 1484 AD, and we are one turn away from stockbrokering. And believe you me, not much has changed. I feel like I'm saying that every update now. But yeah, really not much has changed. We are all still hard at work, upgrading all of the cities, building all of the temples, making sure that we build all of those learning centers. Instantrable is still working on Encyclopedia, and we have still been sending supply trains down south. So again, as you can see, the cities aren't really growing in population, but they're growing heavily in production. Kherson especially started working on the culture because it's under a lot of cultural pressure. It is now more than 54% 2P, and I'm really not happy with the fact that it's under that much pressure. So I'm building the woodwind instrument maker, then the brass instrument maker, and string instrument maker as a priority. The food production and industrial production are pretty good, but it's still pretty drastic. We have to really upgrade the cultural production. Good news is that there's not much left to do as far as industry or food goes. There is, of course, a lot of things that you can do for food, but all the major buildings have been built, and we are now thus free to work on the culture a little bit. The current production is 313.18, which I believe could be big enough, but considering their capital is right next to us, I'm not really that sure. Constantinople currently has 1532, and granted, they're probably not having that much, but they could be anywhere between 5 to 800, so we'll need to work on it. The other cities are doing good as well. Athenopolis actually has now the militia there. You can see that it's working on the treadmill crane. Then it's going to go back on its own to work on the straw gatherer and the charcoal burner. The production here is closing on 300. We have 49 in full production. And, same as there's not that many very important buildings, with the exception of the forge. I want to build that one, but I'm waiting to actually hurry it up either by supply trades or just money, because we've been spending quite a lot. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Let's get them the forge. You guys have it, right? You guys build the forge. Yeah, you have the forge and you have everything. You just don't have the carpenter. And the arboretum, looking at it. Alright. Well, that's a cultural staple for us right now, so we should get that one down. Oh, you can see supply trains are just coming. They're being constantly produced while the cities are working on their own projects. I'm trying to alternate between them, like once it's Patra, once it's Nicaea, once it's Adi, once it's Dyrrhachium, just to not slow down one of the cities too much, but really alternate between them. In the east, we're continuing with the development projects. We've built a ton and ton of these desert camps, though I noticed that the cities are really not taking advantage of them. I guess having engineers is a little bit more important because they give a lot of production, science, culture, increased birth rate. So, the cities are on auto decision. I'm not really trying to micromanage them when it comes to production, and as long as they have some sort of growth, which they all do, I'm not really that bothered, so let them produce more science if they want to. Speaking of cities, Chateauperon increased its border. It now has complete control over this side of the island, and it's just growing like crazy, working on more cultural buildings, but trying to focus a little bit more on the science as well. So now we're working on the Christian monastery, the learning center, post office. It's good that our science production increased to 63,600, so we can see distinctive growth. Manufactured production increased to 32,479, so I was very close with that guess regarding the shaft mines, and the food production is slowly crawling towards 20,000, but very slowly. We need those agricultural technologies to boost this significantly. It's worth mentioning that we are now at we are above 11 million people, which makes me really happy. I'm still overlooking, the Greece's growth, and I think they might be, even looking for some future expansion. They somehow gained culturally these 2 tiles, so it's pretty good. Oh, this is new, Niani. So you guys are trying to grow. Well, at least there'll be something to raise when you inevitably declare war on us. And Greece can actually still expand northeast or west, so I'm not really bothered. But yeah, as I said before, if they declare war on us again, Niani and Takrur are going to be raised. Same with Akko and Ashkelon. Those are going to go, and yeah, they're starting new cities here as well. So these would go. Oh wow, one more here, Afoa as well. Yeah, well, so far we still have the peace treaty, and I think they are determined to keep it up. We do have some good relations, but minus 32 from raising their cities, and Mali has like minus 55, so the war is coming back sooner or later. Alright, well, with that said, I think we can actually go ahead. The stockbrokering is gonna give us, I guess, some bonuses. I don't know what the 10% income from trade routes, 15% income from corporations mean. The maintenance for corporations also doesn't really help us much, but we'll get some interesting buildings. I'm hoping that at least some of these will translate to scientific growth. Let me actually look at the corporations themselves, because I haven't really investigated them, what they need. Is there any here that... Adventurous Tours franchise, Bullseye Store, Quest Corporation, Trading Post, Civil Engineering. Alright, well, we don't have that one. Is there anyone that doesn't require motion pictures? Okay, so they each have a different assembly line. Industrialism, Mallward Store, Civil Engineering, Refrigeration, Tourism, Mass Transit, Motion Picture, Logistics, Industrialism. There's a lot of them. HQ, okay, those are HQs. What about the tourism? That one? Oh, it's an atomic age technology. Okay, well, not gonna happen. And there was one more that sounded refrigeration. That's gonna be industrial. Yeah, 2 million. Okay, so that's also very far. Mass transit, that's industrial as well, 2,200,000. Motion pictures, definitely industrial. Burger World, refrigeration. Where do we get the civil engineering? It's also industrial, 2 million. Alright. Well, I guess the corporations are not having... It's kind of interesting to see them happening this early, though, when most of those technologies that we will need for them are so far ahead. The graphic, because this is industrial, and considering... Yeah, mass transit is all the way over here. Refrigeration... Yeah, here's motion picture. Refrigeration. Here's civil engineering. And here's refrigeration. Yeah, so not sooner than here. That is... Well, I mean, there's not that many technologies over here. But we would still need to take a beeline for one of those, I guess. Oh well. I mean, at some point, we were looking at these technologies and thinking, oh my god, we just got irrigation. And now we're all the way over here. Ever since, speaking about this like it's such a big problem. So we'll see. We should probably maybe look at something like industrial ecology and metamaterials to be a little bit more interested. Actually, one thing that I realized is that later on I'm going to start reading these backgrounds, because we are all familiar with what, geology is or physics, but do we know what radio astronomy is? Fire suppression, okay, I get that one, but planetary exploration, forensics, superconductors, okay, still understand a little bit, but exoplanet discovery, ion propulsion, those are going to be interesting. Either way, let's end the turn and hear it for stockbrokering.
Every once in a while, the market does something so stupid, it takes your breath away.
Alright, so as I said, Wall Street is a new world wonder. Free citizens can be turned into merchants with derivatives, 5% extra. Okay, 25% extra gold income. When we have 100% siphoning into science is good enough to warrant building, but we would need extra stock markets. Accounting firm that increases crime. So the stock market, actually. Interesting. And insider trading as a crime. So let's see, Constantinople. Our scientific output increased to 64,000. Accounting firm just gives us gold. Oh hey! Oh no, that's the patent office. We already had that one. So I guess you guys are just actually increasing gold production. Well, I mean, it should translate into science, but we still have direct science buildings because Constantinople has been focusing on these for a long, long while. So there really isn't much that I would like to do apart from finishing it. Okay, we're going after economics next, which are going to be in the next episode. We know that this one gives us free market privately owned. Privately owned I'm looking forward to so much. We're going to switch to waste export or import. Either one of those towns are going to give us extra gold, and we get a ton of these buildings, like the family farm and hotel. Extra trade run, that's actually interesting. Customs office. City bistro. It's also a good one, I mean, anything that boosts food production is good. Then zoology. We know that one's going to give us a lot of extra science and a lot of extra buildings that can give us science. Well, petting zoo gives science. Okay, you know that. Rat breeder, taxidermist. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of things. And then the paleontology, which is interesting. That's going to be a whole new bag of worms, but it gives a ton of boosts to other labs. Opposite Cat Shrine, though, we're building that one everywhere. Cow Shrine. Alright. And Elephant Shrine. We don't even have that one anymore. Jewish Temple. Nature Circle. Damn, that was a long time ago when we really went in on Druidism, like all in. Well, either way, I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing, developing these southern cities, but until we really finish the build queues, I'm just gonna focus on the supply trains, because the food trains, while nice, are a secondary thing for us. The supply trains are much more important, which reminds me, nope, we can't build any. All are being built or are on the way. So yeah, with that said, I'm done for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one in 15 turns when we're gonna start with economics. So till then, you guys take care.